A well-developed and managed AP process ensures strong relationships with your vendors and subcontractors, timely delivery of materials and services, no overdue payments that result in additional penalties or fees, no missing or duplicated payments, and better management of the company's cash flow. I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and this is Build What Lasts. So one of the core processes in your business is accounting. And that accounting process is made up of several sub-processes, one of which is the accounts payable process. So to start putting this all together, we have developed several questions that you can ask yourself and your team to get you started. As I go through these questions, I'll give you some examples of how it could be done. And just remember that your company is going to be different than any other company. So while we may have similar situations, we may have similar processes, the details of those processes are going to differ a little bit, mostly due to company size, the software that we're using, our individual core values, the clients that we're servicing, and so on. So let's get started. How are invoices received? So that's the first question. Are you getting your invoices in the mail? Are they coming through email? Are they being hand delivered at a job site? Who is receiving them? And are they marked with a date received stamp? What does this process look like for you? A lot of our clients are now able to receive most, if not all, of their invoices through email. So we recommend setting up an email, AP at your company email, or accounting at your company email, and having all invoices go to that email address. That way, if the person that is responsible for managing this is ever out of the office, they're sick, they're on leave, someone else can quickly and seamlessly take over. Email allows you to get the invoices quickly. You have a date stamp on them. They are electronic. You can quickly put them into your accounting system. So it is a great way to manage AP invoices. Next question is, are invoices matched with POs and receiving tickets? So if you're issuing POs, if you're receiving materials, how are you matching up those invoices? How are the invoices entered into your accounting system? Is this a manual process that's done, or is this something that you have automated? How are invoices submitted for approval? Who is approving them? Is there a separate process for overhead expenses versus job costed invoices? And how long does this approval process take? So again, we recommend that it is done through an automated process. They go through your accounting system, they get sent off for approval. It's all done within your system if possible. They go back. That way you aren't having invoices sit on a PM's desk. We're not missing them or they get lost in the paperwork. We're able to quickly turn those around a lot faster. Are invoices ever held? And what would be the reasoning for that? Something that you may see consistently that you could look at. So we have one client that held invoices all the time due to the incorrect tax that was being calculated by the supplier. So that was an issue that needed to be resolved, and a bigger problem than just invoices being held consistently. How often are the check runs or payments being made? Is there a cash requirement list prepared? Is this part of your weekly cash projections? So if you can have a time frame of how often that you are making these payments, and you can forecast out when the payments are going to go out, that can be a part of your weekly cash projections when you're looking at what money's coming in, projected to come in, what money's projected to go out, and you can watch that overall company cash. What are all the ways that payments are made? Are you paying only through check? Are you doing ACH payments? Are you doing wire payments? What does that look like? If there are physical checks, where are they being kept? Who signs the checks and approves payments? So here we're looking at segregation of duties. We want to make sure that the same person that is entering the bills isn't the same person paying them, and the same person signing the checks, and the same person reconciling the bank account. So we want to have some separation of duties there. Who mails or submits the final payments, and what is kept for backup and where is it filed? Again, if you have that email copy of the invoice, you can easily save it into your accounting system. You can keep everything there electronically inside the accounting system. So another piece of the AP process that you could dive into as well would be purchase orders and work orders. So are you guys using purchase orders or work orders? Is there a certain PO numbering system? What does that look like? Who purchases or who's allowed to purchase materials for a job site? How is vendor information communicated to accounting and how is that set up? So setting up the vendor, the subcontractor, W-9s, certificate of insurances, payment terms. How does all of that get into the accounting system? So just some additional questions for you to follow up on within that process. So as we always say, content is worthless without action. So your action items is to set aside 30 minutes or to an hour potentially and ask yourself and your team these questions. You're quickly going to see what areas you need to clean up and improve and maybe where there could be some of those bigger problems. Like we talked about the tax issue, if that's keeping us from or having us hold payments more frequently, something along those lines. So set up the time to talk about this process, walk through it, and get a more clean-cut process for your company. If you would like help walking through these processes for your business, please set up a time to chat with us. There's a link in the email or below in this video. We're happy to give you an hour of our time to see how we can best help your construction business. I know that your time is so valuable. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and we're here to help you build what lasts.